I keep forgetting. Am I Mikey or am I Vinnie?
I don't know. You're Vinny, and I'm
I'm
Mikey.
Vinnie. Okay. He's Mikey and
Or
I'm
maybe
Vinnie.
I'm Vinny and you're Mikey. One of us is one of us. Maybe we should just leave it up to the audience to guess. Well, we're
Who is
late this
who?
morning, Mikey. We're late for school.
Or name the guy. What choices do I have? Is his name Bernie? No. No, it's either Mikey or Vinnie.
Yeah,
I
you got
can't
a
tell from
good
this.
shot of winning this one.
I need more information.
That's the
Today,
problem with this
Vinnie,
one.
is the 6th of January, a date that will go down in infamy.
Yes. Looks much calmer this morning, doesn't it?
Well, that's
Well,
because that's because what you thought happened never happened. That thing that you said happened that didn't happen, that didn't happen.
right. I've seen already where they're talking about erasing it from the memory of the nation. We need to erase it. So it goes on that there's a room. I
The
guess
erasing
it's
room.
in the National Archives that I guess
That's where they keep the official that happened things.
yeah they hold all the stuff that
Coffee.
in essence is not that we're not supposed to remember.
You
There's
remember 1984? George Orwell created the Department of Truth. The Department of Truth kept changing history so that it would jibe with what they wanted to believe. We were never at war, never ever. We're always at war, and it could be one day and one the next. How are we today? We're never at war. What about tomorrow? We're always at war. How do we change it? The Ministry of Truth changes it. So that thing that you thought didn't happen, that did happen, it didn't happen. I just wanted you to know that, Ben, in case you
yeah,
wanted to get a T-shirt for the day. My T-shirt should just read January 6th or thereabouts.
it's just they've worked so hard. The Republicans have worked so hard to make this just another day.
That's because the
Now I
thing
don't
that
know.
happened didn't happen. You think it
uh,
happened, but it didn't
I
happen.
haven't seen if they've had any memorials to anybody who lost their lives on that day, or and it was soon, or there's been any kind of services or anything to remember the people that lost their lives on this day. Oh, that's right. Nobody lost their life
No, no,
on this.
nobody lost their life because that thing that happened did not happen. We checked it. I checked with all the. You know who I called? I called Fox News, and they said it didn't happen. Didn't happen like you said it happened. That thing that happened did not happen on January 6th.
Well, how ridiculous is that?
You know, the one guy who can't get it, he can't get past it. The one fellow who says, "I think it did happen," no matter what they tell you, and that's this Midwest disc jockey that became vice president, Mike Pence. Ask him what happened. Ask him about being down in the loading bay of the underground garage of the Capitol, cringing for his life.
Yeah, because they was looking to kill Tim.
Well, that thing that would have happened to Mike Pence never happened. So what are you talking about?
They was looking to make him dead. Well, you see, we've abandoned. We have all this talk about Christian principles, and
That
we've
didn't happen.
abandoned one of the big principles, which,
One of the Ten Commandments.
well, we abandoned those a long time ago. But one of the principles is I learned growing up in Catholic school is that
You got to wear corduroys.
no, we didn't wear corduroys in Catholic school. Is that if you think about a sin, it is a sin.
Oh, I mean, if you're
If
just
you
approaching the
commit a sin,
neighborhood,
it is a
if you,
sin.
so if you're just in the vicinity, that's close enough.
Well, yeah, if you think about it. So in essence, if you want to run the country on Christian principles, and there's no way you could really do this because you'd
Don't
have
think
to know
about
what
it.
people are thinking. But in God's eyes, if you see little Mary Schwartz sitting over that desk and you're thinking, boy, I'd like to pull her dress up. But then the better angels get a hold of you and they say, well, don't do it. Don't do it.
It's too late. You've already sinned.
It's already too late. You sinned already.
So you might as well what?
Now, it's probably much more of a smaller sin than it is, I don't know, um,
Which is
you
the
know,
greater sin? Fox News
beating
lying to you
somebody
about
up
what?
or something like that, or stealing or cheating. But it's nonetheless, it's a sin.
Well, what's the greater sin? Stealing or cheating, thinking about Mary Schwartz, or hanging Mike Pence, or just saying you're going to hang him? Because if you say you're going to hang him, it's the same thing, right?
It's
You've
a
already
sin.
done it.
That's a sin. If you say you're going to hang him, it's a sin. And then if unfortunately you do hang him, it's a sin.
And if Fox News says it never happened, that erases the sin.
No, not
No.
in God's eyes.
Well, he's pretty hard to please. You got to admit that.
Maybe in the president's eyes, which is the big conundrum. I don't know how people can say that they are men and women of God and then throw throw the throw this date under the bus and forget
Well,
about it.
Republicans have a different kind of God. They have a relationship with him that we can't quite understand. It passes all understanding, in fact, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but believe you me, it feels like it. It feels like their relationship with God is a way different one
In fact,
than
that's something that should have given us an alert that something was wrong. When you go to the priest, you say, "What's going on over here? What are you guys doing?" Well, I could tell you, but it passes all understanding. Well, try me. It's a mystery of Rome. I know, but more detail that I can't give you because God's ways are multi and manifold and uh, complicated and transparent at the same time. It's all right there for you. It's all right there in the book. Uh, and hang my pence? No, not necessarily. We're just going to say we're going to hang him, but we're not going to do it. We're going to say we're going to put it out there that we went to the Bahamas. It's like the Beatles in Help. We're going to say we went to the Bahamas, but we're not going to go, but we're going.
well, Mikey. Then I think you got another sin in there. I think you got a sin of lying
Did I lie?
because I truly believe if they would have got to Mike Pence, they would have done something.
Oh yeah, he'd have been hurting for certain.
I believe that if they would have got to Mike Pence, that there would have been a
Mayhem.
murder, whether it had been him or his family or somebody, there would have been a murder.
Now, would they really have hanged him? Because that takes some time. What if they? I think they probably would have gone for the expedient thing and just kicked him to death.
I could
I'm
see that
spitballing here.
happening.
Spitballing here. But the first guy kicks him, and then the second guy said, "Well, you didn't kick him hard enough. Here's how to kick him." Third guy says, "Neither of you guys know how to kick. Here's a kick for you." The fourth guy says, "I'm a professional kicker. Stand aside. Let me put this thing to rest."
Yeah, they had some kicking people. I mean, they had some people that knew how to kick.
And they brought the boots. They brought their kicking boots.
They weren't afraid to kick.
Anyway, there's no point in talking about it because it didn't happen.
No, it did happen, Michael, and that's the disgusting thing about today. Is that instead of a day that we should be reflecting on what happened, um, everybody thinks that it's a well, not everybody, but many people think it's a day of joy. It's a day that we certify the election of Donald J. Trump back to the White House. It's a day that the country's ills are going to be righted. And by God, listen, I wish they were right, but I don't think so. I don't see that they're going to be right.
No, it's going to be quite a mess, Vinny.
I see that this is going to be a horrible 4 years.
A tragic, ugly, horrible 4 years is what we have facing us. And the mystery is we want to put it behind us. Let's just put all that behind us. Our better angel. We're not that kind of people. We're better than that. Put it behind us. Put it over here. Now don't look. Okay, you can look now. It's gone.
They'll put it behind us until the 20th.
Well, the thing about what we've learned is that peaceful transfer of power can be a painful thing. How would you like to be in Kamala Harris's shoes today? Verifying the vote that prevented her from being president and ensured that Donald Trump would assume his dictatorship as emperor of the world. First things first, we're going to take back the Panama Canal, we're going to turn Canada into the 51st state, and we're going to buy Greenland. Couldn't we buy something warmer like Bimini? No, Bimini's spoken for.
Well, Canada's weak at the moment. Maybe we'll throw down with Canada and have a little war and take Canada over.
That's why Pierre Trudeau said, nope, I've had enough.
Trudeau said, I don't want to deal with this idiot for the next 4 years.
Where are you going, Pierre? I'm going to this place called Bimini. Maybe you've heard of it. Yeah.
I'm going someplace where it's warm. I'm going where the weather suits my clothes.
And by the way, we did that show on Friday talking about the musicians that had left us in 2024. One that I forgot because I couldn't read my handwriting was Brewer and Shipley. You remember Brewer and Shipley?
Yes.
Who was Brewer? Who was Shipley? These guys, I was listening to their stuff. They had the greatest harmonies. They had the sweetest voices together. They were really quite a pair. Brewer and Shipley. Try them
One
out.
Toke over the line, and
that was their big first hit. One Toke over the line.
First hit, and they had something else.
They had a number of smaller hits, and they were probably better than One Toke over the line.
Yeah, and they were often confused with Seals and Crofts because they had very similar.
I was confusing with Sears and Roebuck, but I could never tell. I never knew which one. Where's Roebuck? We're not talking about Roebuck today.
A similar sound.
But the thing about Sears and Roebuck is Roebuck never happened after a while. Well, why do you call it Sears?
Yeah.
Well, January 6th, it didn't happen. There was no Roebuck. Yeah, there used to be a guy named Roebuck. He had equal billing. Nah, you're dreaming.
Excuse me. He cashed out and he won.
It didn't happen. There was never a Roebuck.
Well, Michael, my stomach is really starting to jump.
Vinny, I love you for the year 2025. Feel better tomorrow. We put in an appearance today. You're not feeling your best, but you're a trooper. So take the rest of the day off with pay.
I'm going to do that, and then I will see you Wednesday morning at 10:10.
Wacky Wednesday, you promise?
I promise. A wackier day than today.
Off you go. By the way, your stomach doesn't hurt. It never happened.
Yeah, I'd like to think that. Boy, that only could work for certain things. There's days in my life I'd like to pick out.
It doesn't work for anything, but we pretend it works for everything. Now that's being an American.
I'll talk to you later, man.
What you just thought was a sin, so stop it.
I'll see you Wednesday if the Lord's willing. The creek don't rise.
Manischewitz is quite a wine. Bye, Vin.
Peace, love, and Manischewitz, baby. Bye-bye.